Hello there guys, CareFree here today, and welcome to episode 4 of this How to Build a Cruise Ship series. Today we're going to be working on the exterior detailing. So, what do I mean by exterior detailing? Well, what I mean by that is we're going to basically make the rest of the exterior of this thing look good. Now the ship's going to get its basic exterior shape. So as I said last episode, we're going to be working on the bow here, and we're also going to work our way back and do the balconies as well as adding windows and all that fun stuff. So it looks like we got a lot of work ahead of us, so let's go ahead and get started. So, as you can see, we have our bow right here, and now we need to make the floor because, well, you can't really just have this sitting right here. So, now when you do your floor on these ships, you can choose from a variety because sometimes they're metal and sometimes they're wood. It's just really your preference. Now, for me, I'm going to use some clay because I believe it's probably one of the best looking things to use. So I'm going to go ahead and use my clay because this represents light gray metal, which is often found on the bows of cruise ships. So we're going to go ahead and go all the way back, like so. And then we'll just go ahead and line it like we did, or only do half of it, because again, in the end of the episode, we'll just flip the ship with the wonderful world edit. Alright, so, simple like that. Slash fill clay, or no, I think this is stained clay. Can't type today. Oops, nope, it's not. Alright, that's normal clay. That was a bad dirt moment, but no matter. Go ahead and fill it with clay. Alright, so as you see, we have a little open space, or we do not have a railing. Now, here's where I want you guys to pay attention. I highly recommend not using a railing here, and the reason being is because it just doesn't look normal. I've never seen a cruise ship that really has that true railing, or at least a big one at that. And I'll even show you what I mean by it. It just really doesn't look good. You know, just having this like this, just, I don't know, it just bugs me, and I personally don't like it. So you guys can do what you want, but I'm going to use the raised metal in this case, which raised metal means basically it's the metal in the front of the ship that's been bent up to make a railing, to make it look a little bit better. You know, you see this a lot on Carnival ships. I think Royal Caribbean does it as well, but I am not 100% sure. So we'll just go ahead and go down it. It's just like kind of adding another layer, if you will, to the already bow. Just like that. And as you see, it looks pretty good. And if you even want to, you can make kind of like this shape kind of form into the main superstructure like this and kind of have it like, kind of like, I guess you could say, going into it. I don't know. And you can also make it look a little bit more slanted by using some nice, good old-fashioned quartz slabs. And you can also use snow, and you can really use a lot of variety of things. So that looks pretty good. So up here, we will be putting in our crew area pool. Now you can put a lot of different stuff up here, including your anchors, your mooring, but since this is a more modern cruise ship kind of thing, I'm going to go ahead and add our hot tubs right here. And this is really going to be the only part that we're going to add the hot tubs for now, because there's no reason for us to do it later, because we'll get to the Lido deck eventually. But we'll go ahead and do this. We'll break this so we can put a staircase right there so that they can get into it, because that's kind of important when you have that, like so. And we're going to go ahead and surround it with some blue so that it looks like a real pool, because I've never seen a pool this gray. It'd be pretty cool if there was one, but I've never seen one. So there we go, we have our nice little pool edges. And, you know, you can also add some lounge chairs as well. I always use the nether brick ones most of the time when I'm doing the front of a ship, because it just kind of stands out, because you don't want something that just blends in, because that's boring, and it just looks all plain, and ew, that's nasty. So, just kind of make it surround the pool area. You know, crew members having a good old time on deck, having a nice, fun afternoon. Like, oops, like this. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Oops. I cannot do this right today. And if you guys would like to, if you want to add some detail, here's something that you can do on some Carnival ships. I know they have them. They'll have a railing right here, and it kind of just borders the metal, the raised metal, because in the raised metal, they kind of have, it's kind of hard to explain, they have places where the water that can exit in case the front of the bow gets flooded. So this is something that you can do, which I'll add for mentor purposes. So it usually comes around like this, and then right here you drill your little hole, oops, for the spare anchor, which is often placed right here. And you know, I'm going to use quartz to put it on. Or actually, no, I'm not, because that would blend it with the anchor. I'm going to use the anchor out of quartz, but you can make it out of anything you want. I'm just going to use clay, because clay looks good, and it blends in with the rest of the ship. So, to make my anchor, it's very simple. You just gotta go like this. Oops, let's not do that. That looks really short and stubby. We don't want that. So we'll just go ahead and make it kind of like that. And make the top of the anchor. And there we go, we have our nice little spare anchor kind of sitting right there. We'll go ahead and finish putting down these lawn chairs, which will make go down the side, you know, kind of make it so that they indent to a point, or so that they start bending around, you know, so that they're not all perfectly straight, because let's be honest, in real life they're not. You know, I've never seen a cruise ship that has perfectly straight lounge chairs. You know, I don't care how prestigious they are. I know celebrities out there, but they are not perfectly straight. And we'll go ahead and actually do this, just so it doesn't look so crammed up there. So then, yeah, we have that going on right over there. And we'll go ahead and add the antenna, the forward antenna, because that is kind of an important part. Right here. Go ahead and make this kind of raised like that. We're going to make the base. I'm also going to make it out of a wall, because I think that this is probably the best thing you can make any radar-type tower. Or not really radar, but, you know, whatever. Kind of like that. We'll go ahead and raise this more like up there. You can make this kind of come up if you want, or this is just really just the base, and you can like put like a block right there if you wish. So kind of something like that, which looks pretty decent. But one thing I do want to change is this right here. This is kind of bugging me. Come on. I don't know what I want to do. There we go. That looks. I don't know. I'll mess with that a little bit later. But there we have our antenna. We'll also have our lounge chairs, and we'll add detail as we go. But that's just the basics for right now. If we go up here, we're going to want to add in our wooden deck so that we at least have something to go off of. So, again, we're going to have to make our wall, though, like we did last episode. I could have sworn I said I was going to do in my off time, but I guess I just forgot. And also, guys, sorry that these series are not coming out, you know, like, really early in the day. I know these are coming out more late at night, but that's just because it is a Friday night and I am exhausted. But I would like to do this for you guys because I know you guys enjoy this stuff. So, yeah, alright. Go ahead and bend this down so that we have a nice little wall going on over here. Like this. Going. Oops. Obviously a mess up. There. And there we go, that looks pretty good. Go ahead and line it with some wood so that we can have this little guy going on right over here. Right. And now, since we got everything filled, all we gotta do is /fill wood and make up a number. I just did 30 because 30 is about the radius, and then there we go. And also, one thing that you could do, actually I want to see something really quickly. Oh, so I can actually do this, alright. I was worried this might have interfered with the outside and made the outside wood, but it looks like I took care of that in the previous episode. So, one thing you can do is we're going to go ahead and grab some red. This is going to represent a fire panel. These are often found on carnival ships. They have them in the forward part of the ship because I actually really don't know why, but they just do. They have fire panels out there to put out fires in the event of a fire. And they usually have like a little bench or something right there. You can always add your little doorways, whatever you like to add. It's really your ship. Up here you can also add a ton of antennas. You can also add this little gadget right here, which is usually a compass. You know, if you want, you can go over here and add some antennas like right here. And you can make this one go up kind of like this, so that it has like a rope you can make go from there to there, and then make it connect to the main radar tower up there. You guys can really just experiment with this all you want. I'm gonna go ahead and fill these holes really quickly. That was a fail. Alright guys, so there we go, just filled that in. Now is the time that all of you guys have been waiting for, which is the balconies. Balconies can be complicated, but they can be incredibly easy at the same time. It's kind of just the way you perceive them. So I'm going to go ahead and make it so that this is the beginning right there. And we're just going to basically go two wooden blocks back. I usually do 2x4 just because that's one of the best dimensions I've had. And we're going to go ahead and make the wall. Don't worry about it. I know this doesn't line up with this, but we can fix that in a minute. Go ahead and make your balcony walls right here. And all you gotta do is just make one balcony because of the magical world edit. And you're gonna go ahead, put your glass. You can choose whatever glass you want. I'm gonna use darker glass just because it looks more professional, but you can make it crazy with like pink or red or purple, whatever you guys really want. It is your ship, but I'm gonna use it for the demonstration. So we'll go ahead and do that. We have our little cubicle type balcony right here. I'm going to go ahead and add a little doorway and a nice big old window. We'll go ahead and get a nice big black window going on right here. You know, nice good lookout. Actually, I don't really like that, to be honest. But, you know what? Actually, what I'm going to do, we're going to do a panoramic view. Yeah, that's what we'll do. We will do a panorama, which basically means that they will have a whole view outside of the balcony. Actually, no. Here. I know, there's another thing that happens a lot, is that it just changed my mind a lot when I ship build. It's a really bad habit I have, but it ends up for the better. I'm going to go ahead and add a wooden door. I usually use iron doors, I know, but I want you, if you guys are building ships, I want you guys to use wooden ones just because it's going to help you a lot fighting the PMC comment section, you know, but it is all up to you. We'll go ahead and add our lounge chairs, and then we have a nice little balcony going on. Looks pretty good. We'll get our mighty axe of world edit. Now, be careful when you do this, because you don't want there to be double walls. So, you make your first position, this wall right here, and then you go to the second wall, go back one, and then choose the farthest block away from the first position, like that. If that makes sense. I know it's kind of hard to comprehend, but just kind of bear with me. Like, you know, you want the first one at the wall, and you want the second one, the one before the wall, so that it doesn't double stack. So, you'll see what I'm about to do. We're going to do / stack probably 10 just to start out with. As you can see, this just lined perfectly up with the side of the vessel, and you can see the balconies now. We're going to keep going down the side. We can just keep extending it until we reach our main atrium area. Once we reach that, then we'll just go ahead and copy and paste it, so right about right there. So there we go, we have our first row of balconies. Now another thing you do is just reset your first position to right there, and then automatically that whole row is selected. You can go ahead, or actually no, you can't, never mind, forget what I just said, but you can reset the position, but you do want to go back because you don't want the balcony, you don't want this balcony going up. Well, you actually can. Okay, this is the exception, but see, you can't do /2 up or else the balcony is going to start popping out the top of the ship, so you really got to be careful with that. This is just an exception because of the way the ship is built, and don't do that. You want to do /stack 1U because that's going to stack it upwards. So then there you go. Don't just do /stack or else it's going to stack it in the position you're facing, and sometimes you don't want that unless you're facing directly upwards. We're going to go ahead and make our separation border and make the edge right there. It separates this cabin from the bridge. So go ahead and go through like that. And yeah, that looks actually pretty good. And you can always play around with this. You know, it may not look the best. You know, you can just mess around with it all you like. It's up to you. It's your ship style, whatever tickles your fancy. And then another thing you can do is stack it once more. We'll go ahead and set the position right there because it's gonna. Once you stack it once up, then it will go to that point, and we'll go all the way to the back, all the way. Set the second position over here because the first time we set it at the lower most right part, and up here we set it at the highest most left part. And then again, so let's stack. Oops, that was a fail, miserable fail. Stack one up like that, and then there you go. You have your second row of balconies, and up here is where we are not going to make another row of balconies. This is going to be the gym area. So this, you can decipher this with your ship. It really is in your discretion, but I don't like having balconies upon balconies upon balconies. I like having some difference, so that's why I usually make a spot up here. But, you know, it is completely up to you and your vessel, whatever you decide to do. And I'm actually going to go ahead and move this. I'm kind of off topic, just bear with me. Keep going. Just so it adds a little bit of a rounded effect, we'll move one like that. Alright, so up here, I'm going to go ahead and just add some glass. Alright guys, so now you can see that I made pretty much the entire top portion glass, but you want to be careful because this does look a little bit unstable, so what you want to do is kind of add some support, a little bit of style, because you don't want it to be too bland. So like you can see right here, I just added just like this kind of support beam type, stylish type thing, and you're also going to want to do the same throughout the ship, like this. Just add your little support beam so it looks like the ship has somewhat structure. And it also just adds a little bit more detail to it as well. You can always add like a kind of like a curved one if you want, like this. Make it slanted to make it look like you actually put more work into it than you really did. Like that. You can make another vertical one right here. And it just looks pretty good. Alright, so you guys play around with that as well, like I always say. And you'll probably end up adding another story up here, but that is to come. Speaking of here, actually, though, we're going to quickly fill it, just so that we can get this part of the exterior done. Like this. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Come on, let's go. Faster, faster, faster. Alright, there is that. Go ahead and fill it with some wood. Like that. I think I messed up. Nope, I didn't. Alright. More space to fill. That's not good. Alright. Keep doing that, and then there we go. We have some more of the exterior completed. Down here, we're going to go ahead and fill in a later episode for the lifeboats, because I do want to make a special episode for that one. But down here, we're going to go ahead and fill this up and just add some little windows. So there's several different window styles you can use. I'm going to use the one I like to go with, but you guys can kind of choose whatever you guys want. I just like the simple square ones. I personally think it's the best. But I'll go ahead and really quickly and show you guys some of the ones that I've seen. I'm not really a fan of some of these, but, you know, you can use them if you like. I'm not going to stop you. Obviously, I can't stop you from anything. But pretty much one style that I've seen that bugs me a lot, and I know someone on the server that uses this all the time, and I really hate it, but they use this, which is supposed to, like, use a porthole, but the problem with using this design is that in the back of it, you have to get 4 glass blocks, like this, and you have to fill it like this. You have to, like, physically make it, and it looks ugly. It just, and, you know, it just, I don't personally think it's worth it, but, you know, you can always use it. You're always welcome to. It's just, I personally don't recommend doing it. The one I like to do is this one, where you just, nice, simple, 4 pieces of glass. It looks nice and simple and to the point. And even if you want to add, like, kind of like a little slant area to make the ship, like, look modern, kind of, you can do that, make it look like it's kind of like, I don't know, sloped up, kind of goes with the style of the vessel. You know, you can even go down here, add your own little custom window as well. Oops. Time, set, day. You know, you can, like, add, like, a kind of like a slanted type window if you like, you know, something like this. Oops. There we go. You can make it kind of like, I guess, like a theater bar or something, and it'll look kind of cool. You go ahead and fill that up. Like that. And you can always add your different types of designs. I've seen some really crazy window designs, so don't be afraid to get a little bit crazy with it. So, like I said, we're going to do the lifeboats in a later episode, because I do need to dedicate a whole episode to those, because those are very, very important. And I just realized I screwed this up. No, I didn't. Never mind. Never mind. Forget what I just said. Alright, so now we come to the middle atrium, which is simple. All you gotta do is just kind of fill it with glass, because that's all I'm going to want it to be as of right now. We're just going to go ahead and fill it with some nice glass. Like that. Actually, I'm going to do this. I think it looks better. Alright. Go ahead and keep filling it. Alright, once it's filled, you can go ahead and stack it. So, position 2, make sure that you have one right below the next level, and then you make your second one actually on the level. Then you count how many floors, 1, 2, 3, 4. So just stack 4D, which stands for down, and then there you go, there's your nice little center atrium. You can always add your little designs in your cruise ship logo if you like. It's completely up to you, which we'll probably be adding later on. We'll just go ahead and fill these little wool places right here, like that. And that looks pretty good. That actually looks nice. Alright, so now we just got to finish the back. So all we're going to do is, yet again, just copy the cabinets. This we're going to copy the entire row. So we're going to make the first selection on that wall. Second selection over, oops. Whatever. Alright, make it over there. Copy it on the wall like this. Oops. Moved. Make sure it doesn't move, that's very important, or else you can potentially screw up your entire copy-paste thing. So we'll go over to this line right here. We're going to go over here, /paste, like that. And I think I did something wrong. I did. I don't know what I did wrong. It's kind of embarrassing that I just did that, but whatever. I'm gonna double check my positions, make sure that they're right. Alright, I don't think they were right. I'm actually just gonna undo that just in case I did something. I don't know what was selected, but whatever it was wasn't that. But you can just replay and find my error. But anyways, besides that point, we'll do the same thing. I'll do slash, oops, paste. There we are. There we go, now we have our nice little balconies. And again, we can do the same thing that we did on the other side of the ship, which is just stack it. And, I got a really bad itch in my nose. It's kind of weird. Completely irrelevant to the subject. But, like I was saying, we just keep stacking and stacking. Oops, that's a bit too far. Let's see. Yeah, that's one too far. Alright. You don't want to cut into the back of the ship. You don't want that. Because it's going to interfere with the way you design the ship. It's a long story. But that should do just about fine. Alright. So, now we'll go ahead, do the same thing, except make it only this floor, because this floor has already reached its max amount of cabins. Slash stack 1. Go ahead, go down another floor, set second position, stack 1. Oops, that didn't work out the way I thought it would. Oh yeah, because you had to reset the position. See how stupid I am? Alright. No, slash redo. This whole episode, I've been just screwing completely everything up. I'm surprised I haven't refilmed it yet. But there we go. So yeah, that was pretty good. Alright. So now you have to decide what you want to do for the back of the ship, and I actually really don't know what I want to do with this, so we'll come back in a little bit to that. We're going to go ahead and make the windows right here. So I'm just going to do kind of like a modern type window, if you will. I'm going to go ahead and fill the bottom now, because I don't want really big windows, but I want them kind of like sleek and modern looking, I guess. You'll see. You do like something like this. So let me go look kind of retro. Like something like that, yeah. Actually, delete these 2 blocks. Yeah, like something like that. That looks interesting. Kind of. I don't know. I don't know. I just like stuff that's interesting. Just stuff that looks different again. You know, notice like in all my Minecraft videos, I just look at stuff that's really different. I'll pay a lot of attention to those. It looks kind of cool. Because the whole point of Minecraft really is just to be creative with your mind. So, yeah, that looks pretty bad. Alright, I'm actually going to make the support thinner. Even though it's not structurally sound, I think it looks... Yeah, that looks a lot better. Okay, we can make that like a bar or something. I actually want to extend this window. And see, like this is a really good example. Like, you know, you want to take your time on your ships. You do not want to just rush it and say, ho, here's a ship, because I can guarantee if you do that, it's going to suck really badly. So I'll do that. And just experiment. Just experiment a lot, because you have no idea how good stuff that's experimented with looks. It just, I know I think Billy experiments all the time with different types of stuff, and, you know, his stuff is a prime example of what's good. If you guys don't know who Billy is, just watch my Minecraft videos and you'll know who he is pretty fast. And you know, just mess around. That's what Minecraft is about. There we go. Now I just found a design that I think I liked. So I think we're going to stick with that. So, yeah, alright. What do I want to do with this back? I don't know what I want to do with the back yet. But we're going to make like a little promenade deck right here. So I'm going to go ahead and put the railing right here. Go all the way around the ship. Or all the way around this part of the ship. Keep going. All the way to the middle of the vessel, which should be right there. And I'm going to go ahead and fill in my wood. Like this. Just make it like 3 blocks wide. That should be plenty of space. More than enough space, actually. And find where the structure is going to be located. Like this. And then, of course, fill in the area, because I don't want to fill the entire ship, because that would not be okay right now. Do slash fill wood, like, actually I'm going to make this like 60. Nope, that didn't work out the way I thought it would. I forgot to add the 0. That's probably why. Fail. Alright. Sorry if I just sound a little bit tired. It's been a really long week. It really has. You know, school and everything. So there. Now we have our deck kind of laid out. Now we can add the superstructure. I'm actually going to keep the support beam, and I'll tell you why. Because it's going to look pretty neat. What I mean by that is it's going to look like kind of like modern. It's like it's hard to explain. If you kind of look like the New World Trade Center, I guess, they have like a little train station they're building, and it has like the support beams all showing and everything. And I'm trying to kind of pull off like one of those things. It looks really cool. Yeah, it just looks modern and cool. I don't know. I'm just into that kind of stuff. I'm weird like that. I like architecture. So keep filling it in. I'm gonna make a slant right here just so that it looks more modernized. That's kind of like the whole theme of this series, is just modernizing stuff, really, because I've never seen it been done on Minecraft, and I want to do it. So why not? Go ahead and fill in this wall. Keep going all the way to here. Cut off the wall right there for further note. Actually, no, I'm gonna leave that open because I do want that to connect to the lifeboats. So we'll definitely keep that open. We'll keep going this way, all the way to the end. All right. So yeah, like you can kind of see like the support beam kind of, you know, it's kind of cool. I don't know. I'm weird like that. I don't know. I'm weird. So I like that. And let's see, what else can we do? Well, we're gonna add the windows and stuff later, because I don't know what I want to add right there. Because I know right there I want to add a bar, so that's why I made those windows. But see, there's another thing, is don't just make your exterior based on what looks good, because you don't know what you're gonna be putting on your interior. So that's why I'm just gonna kind of leave this blank for now, because I don't know what I want to put on the interior side of that part of the ship. Cannot speak today. So we're just gonna go ahead and leave that blank. But back here, I think I know what I want to do. So I'm gonna make it kind of like a flat thing, because there's like a fine line of what would look like a 3-year-old made and what looks like really cool retro stuff. There's a very, very fine line right there that you need to make sure that you don't hit, because there's kind of like a point of being like cool, like modern looking, and a point of just looking absolutely stupid. So that's kind of what I'm trying to avoid right now, is looking absolutely stupid. But hopefully this looks good once I get it done. Once I'm done explaining, because right now it just looks derpy. It just looks like, you know, it looks cheesy. But what I want to do is add these windows back here. The windows is what's going to make the difference. Hashtag window pride. Alright. New hashtag created on the Awesome Guy 376 channel. Alright, so go ahead and keep doing this. And actually I'm going to add these indents because it looks cool. Time, set, day. Alright. That going on, because I don't want it to be nighttime. Nighttime's no fun. Can't see anything during the night. I'll just kind of make it like, I don't know, it's like arch looking, I guess. Kind of. I don't really know. But at this point, I'm just kind of mumbling at myself. But I do that a lot. It's perfectly normal for being a gaming commentator for 2.5 years. It is perfectly normal. I'm still sane. All right. Wow. All right. So hopefully this looks good after all that time and effort, and it kind of does. It'll look cooler on the inside, I think, but what I want to do, I don't want to add these because then it just looks stupid. I don't want to add it all the way, I just don't. Maybe in the center one, but that's just about the only one, unless I wanted to make kind of like a circular window right here. Actually, I kind of like that idea, making like the circular. I think I'm going to keep that. Yeah, it kind of like looks circular in the back. Alright, I'm going to keep that. It's kind of funny how I just go from that to that, but whatever. So now I'm gonna do these stern cabins on my off time, and I'm gonna tell you why. Is because they're an absolute pain to make, and all it is just copying and pasting. I'll explain it when I actually do it, so that you guys know what to do. But I'm not about to waste 20 minutes on the stern of this thing, because it is an absolute pain, and I promise you, it is just a waste of time. So now we're gonna go ahead and just start filling the parts of the stern with the normal stuff. So we're gonna go ahead and fill this up, and actually I just think I made this 2 blocks or no, this is supposed to be a 2-block deck. Alright, never mind. Yeah, some of these decks are 2 blocks high just because it makes the ship look a little bit bigger than it really is. You know, that's kind of a trick that I use. If you never noticed on some of my ships, I'll make some decks 2 blocks and some decks 3 blocks high, and the reason I do that is just to emphasize kind of like, I guess, the size, or emphasize certain parts of the ship that are important. That's kind of like how you make Minecraft ships look good, because in real life, yes, some decks are bigger than others. Like, I'm almost positive on Carnival ships, the promenade decks, I'm almost positive those things are taller than they really are, or than the normal cabin decks. At least I hope they are, because the cabin decks just seem absolutely, like, really, really, really short. It's kind of like me. Alright. Wow, good job insulting yourself. Alright. So let's keep going. We're going to do the same thing like we did last time, just make the Great Divide right in the middle of the ship and the deck area. In fact, I'm just going to fill all these decks, so I'm going to go ahead and do a quick little time lapse. Enjoy. Alright guys, so now that those decks are filled, we can add minor details. However, I am not going to move on to that just yet. I think this is going to be good enough for one episode because we've learned a lot today. We've learned how to stack the rooms, how to get like basic kind of structures down, how to fill in the glass and everything. And really, I think that that is enough for today. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the episode. Next week we'll probably be doing some more exterior detailing. So be sure to tune in for that. Release probably next Friday, or as always on Fridays, just late at night on Fridays. I thank you guys so much though for the support of this series. I cannot believe the number of views these things are getting, so I just very, very much thank you guys for the support of the series, like I said. And hopefully you guys have an awesome day. Thank you so much, and as always, like I just said, because I always just repeat myself constantly, have an awesome day.